Greetings, AMCers. Welcome to Script to Screen. A few weeks ago, we had the chance to tell you about the exciting new AMC program, AMC Independent, where AMC reasserts its commitment to independent film in cinemas today. And we're excited to tell you that one of the first films that's going to be a part of that program is the new documentary, Babies. And today, we're very pleased to be joined by Babies director, Thomas Balmes. Thomas, how you doing?
I'm very well, and you?
Wonderful, thank you. Listen, before we get into anything else, why don't you take a moment and tell us about your new film, Babies?
Well, Babies is a documentary, but not only the kind of documentary maybe people are used to see, in the sense that, first of all, I think it's a comedy that anyone can be interested in going and watch, and not only the people who are especially interested in babies. I think this is the most simple and universal story you can imagine. It's just the arrival of 4 new human beings on Earth that I've been following during more than a year, from their first breath to their first steps. And by doing that, we are going to be able to see them discovering everything in terms of of the 5 sense discovery, like the first time they're going to see something, the first time they're going to touch, taste everything. And there is a lot of funny moments in it, and it's also a very moving story. And I did that in 4 countries, in America, in Japan, in Namibia, and in Mongolia. But more than these specific countries, it's definitely the universal aspect and the similarities that they share that I was interested in.
Now, Thomas, you're an experienced filmmaker, but in this movie, you film in 4 different locations around the world. What types of challenges did it present to you to film all over the place like this?
Well, I've always been filming abroad. I'm French, and I've never done a single picture of any of my film in France. I've always been interested in shifting perspective and just going and see the world and trying to understand the world through other people's eyes and life. And I find it a fascinating process by just trying to see other people have different ways of parenting. And I think we have a lot to learn from that. And there is no judgmental or any fantasizing of any other culture. It's much more kind of questioning film about we can learn, but we can also question ourselves about everything we do. It's a kind of mirror I'm proposing to every viewer about the things they do. Now, I recognize myself, even being French, in many of the things I've been observing the Japanese father doing, or the American father doing, in the overstimulation of the kids, and in just how much worried we are when we have a newborn in the family. And I think people are going to feel better after watching how little the different kids do need. As long as the first needs are fulfilled, the rest is especially as long as they are loved, everything goes well. This is the kind of message of the film, and I think the people can really grasp that after watching the film.
Thomas, when you look at this film, it's such an incredibly unique story following the lives of 4 babies, which is one of the reasons why it makes it perfect for AMC Independent. My question is, what inspired you? What was your motivation for doing a film following the lives of 4 different babies around the world?
Well, a French director-producer named Alain Chabat suggested me this idea of doing kind of wildlife documentaries on babies. This was the pitch. It was now almost 5 years ago. And in fact, I could foresee the interest of with absolutely no narration and no dialogue, letting these images speak by themselves. And I was very excited by the freedom I got in terms of treatment and in the form to tell this story, this very simple story, which is, as I was saying earlier, it's not only about babies, it's about what it means to be a human being, and it's about how way of understanding the world and just a kind of discoveries of all other ways of doing things.
Well, Thomas, thank you so much for taking time to join us today. I want to remind everybody that you can get your ticket and theater information for Babies in the links below this post. Thomas, again, thank you and take care.
My pleasure.